Okay, here we go. Better late than never, right? What's up, everybody? Sarah Wellman here. Welcome back to Bird Seeds. Hi. Hello. It has been a hot minute, or 12. It's been a while. How are you? I have missed you all very much. I took a break, sort of an unintentional break, and I want to explain that to you before I start, hopefully, putting out some new videos as we move along throughout the rest of the baseball season. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video, though, because I need your help. And the only way that this is gonna work between you and me is if you play along. This is an audience participation video, at least at the end. So there's an explanation, then there's some participation that's going to be necessary. So please help your girl out and participate. Otherwise, it's just going to be awkward and you're going to leave the decisions up to me, which has clearly not worked out well so far. If you're new here, this is not what this channel normally is. This isn't normally so much vlog style or me just talking to you about my life, as much as it is me trying to keep you, as I always say, in the loop and entertained as far as baseball is concerned, in particular with the St. Louis Cardinals. But I did take a break. And if you want to see what any of that content looked like before the break, please feel free to go back and do that. But if you are wondering where it's gone, if it's gone permanently, where I've been, I want to explain. It's not really a great story, so I don't know how much I can build this up, but I sort of took a break when the content about the Cardinals was a little boring because the Cardinals were a little boring, but that's not actually the reason that I hit the pause button. The boxes that you see behind me, I'm actually trying to sell my place. And in order to do that, I have to have it ready to show to potential buyers at like any given moment. If you've ever sold or bought a place, you know the drill, and it's a lot more frustrating and stressful than you would think if it's not something that you've experienced personally. Anyway, because I have to be able to show my place, I had to take down my video setup that was sort of dominating my kitchen for the About Last Night series. I had to take down the lights, the tripods, and the cameras, and the microphones, and the, power cable. It was a bit of a hazard, to say the least, and not a good way to try to convince someone to buy my condo. When I did that, I expected the break to be quite short. A lot of things were going on. The ball was rolling very quickly for me in this whole process, and I didn't expect it to take very long for my place to sell. So I thought, couple weeks, I'll take it all down. Then once, it's under contract, I can start doing videos again until moving day, and then we'll figure it out from there. That was 2 months ago, and I'm still waiting. So that is the primary reason for the break. It's not because I didn't want to keep making videos. It's not because I was tired of saying the same things over and over again. It's not because I just sort of bailed in the middle of the season because it got too complicated. It was mostly about the logistics of where to set up, the time involved to set up and take down every time, and just not really being able to find a good workflow for that. That's the main reason. It's not the only reason. I've also had some personal stuff going on, family things that I had to deal with. Work has been super frustrating. I'm in sort of a rut in a lot of ways, I feel like, and one of the things that making videos allowed me to do was to explore some of that creativity and kind of be in charge of the path that I was forging for myself, and not being able to do that, I've missed a lot of that. But at the same time, in taking a break, if you ever have dealt with any sort of anxiety and self-doubt, which, let's be honest, we all have, you start to see people kind of passing you by or living the life that you thought you were headed towards. And that sort of just doubles down on the anxiety and the frustration and feeling like, you're sort of failing at every turn. Without turning this into a huge personal drama, that's been part of the issue as of late as well. So the moving thing is the real reason. That's what kicked off the break, but not being able to sort of jumpstart getting back to it or finding a new routine or finding new ways to create content, that's all sort of me being in my own head about where I'm going and how I'm going to get there and who wants to come along for the ride. So I am trying to backtrack and once again kind of take control of that path for myself a little bit. And that's why I'm back here, because I wanted to explain. Several of you have asked where I've been, or if I'm coming back, or why I disappeared and fell off the face of the earth really quickly without any explanation. My bad. That's on me. But I am hopefully going to slowly work back into finding some sort of rhythm. One thing that I have found is helpful when I'm kind of stuck in a spot of doubting myself and feeling like, I don't know if I can actually make this work for me, is finding a way to just invest in yourself and in your own dreams. So one thing I did today was buy a new camera that is a webcam as opposed to a camera that needs to be set up on a tripod. It's not ideal for a lot of content creation, but it's great for something simple and straightforward like this. So I'm hoping that will eliminate part of the logistic issue and allow for some convenience in video making. But this is a part that I actually need your help with. So if you've been around for any length of time, you've probably seen my About Last Night series, which is a daily recap series, mostly daily recap series about the St. Louis Cardinals, and it is sort of my pride and joy. It's something that I love so much, and so many of you have been so responsive to it. But the thing about it is, it takes a lot of time, and I'm actually going to be hitting the road for work pretty soon, spending a lot of the fall and winter traveling, plus on top of that, still trying to move somewhere in the middle of that. It's no wonder that I'm a little overwhelmed and drowning in some anxiety, but that's, again, beside the point. About Last Night in its former form may not happen for a while. But I don't want to abandon it completely, because we had a good thing going with About Last Night and sort of the daily recap content for this channel. So one thing I might do instead, and this is where I need your help, if you would be interested in more of a live stream, get ready with me, drink some coffee, I don't know, whatever is going to be happening in the morning, I can just live stream for 10, 15 minutes, talk about the game last night. If you're watching live, we can go back and forth. If you're not, it will be archived and you can watch it later. It'll basically just be About Last Night live, which I've tried to do before, but not in this same vein. So, About Last Night, the live version, or uncut perhaps is a better name for it. About Last Night uncut. Ooh, we might be onto something. If you like that idea, please let me know. And if you love that idea, make sure that you come back to watch it. You can turn on the notifications so you know every time I go live. The other thing is, if you have been watching the Cardinals this season, you know that they're in a really interesting part of the season, on a bit of a roll. There are a lot of exciting things happening. The postseason is just around the corner. What do you want to hear from me on this channel? If there are topics you would like to hear me discuss, things you would like to hear me break down, if there are, just hot takes you want to throw at me and have me respond to them, please do that. You can comment down below, you can message me on Twitter or on Instagram, you can just send me the things that you would like to hear my opinion on, because there have been some things y'all have asked me about on social media that I haven't been able to respond to in great length. I can do videos on those things now. One of the things that I'm going to try to do is revisit some of those earlier videos, like my top 5 storylines heading into the season. I actually just went back and rewatched that video, and I would like to comment now on some of those things that I thought were going to be important at the beginning of the season. If you haven't watched it, not to brag, but I was pretty on point with a lot of them. But if there's anything else that you would like to see, please let me know, because part of me overcoming the anxiety of diving back into this, even without maybe the structure and the planning and the preparation that makes me comfortable, is knowing that it's content that you guys want to hear. This community, this conversation, this dynamic that we have is my favorite part about all of this. So make sure that you let me know what you like, what you want to hear, and then I can go from there. One more thing, I want to know what you think about series previews down the stretch. Now, keep in mind, like I said, I'm going to be traveling for work here in the next month or so, and I don't quite know what my availability is going to be, but if I can pull it off, do you want to see series previews for, in particular, the Brewers and the Cubs down the stretch? There's also the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. We can talk about those series if you're interested, but if not, Think about the Brewers and the Cubs series. If you would like to see previews done for those, hit me up with who you would like to see on this channel talking about the Brewers and the Cubs. And if you don't know what I'm talking about at all, there's an entire playlist on this channel that features series previews that include bloggers and writers and podcasters about the Cardinals' opponents for pretty much every series, most of the first half. And then, like I said, things sort of fell apart. And when I pulled the plug, I sort of panicked and didn't know how to do like half of the massive amount of work I was doing. But if you would like to see series previews, maybe even in shorter form, like 10 to 15 minutes instead of 30 to 45 minutes about those series within the NL Central race, let me know that as well. The moral of this video that is a little bit all over the place is that I've been a little bit all over the place, and one of the places I haven't been is here on YouTube. And I apologize for that, but sometimes life gets complicated in very strange ways, and I haven't really coped very well with that, but I'm trying. I want to be back. I want to be here. I want to be involved with you. I want to go through this journey of the Cardinals down the stretch with you, and I hope that I haven't lost you all in the break, and that we can get back to some sort of consistency here down the stretch. So now you know, answer the questions. Let me know what you want from me, because that will help me very much as I sort of trim down what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do, and hopefully you decide to follow along. If not, bye.